I am Umaru Sanda Amado. Tonight on Point Blank, my guest. You know, every names are unisex, right? The first Jifa I knew was a woman. The second one was a woman. Then I met a third Jifa, and he's a man. I said, "Cho, Fonya, Leki Jo." So my guest tonight is called Jifa, and then there's Gunu. So Jifa Gunu. He's the Chief Executive Officer of the Ghana Digital Centers Limited. He's been in office for 1 year. Tonight we brought him in studio to take stock of what he has done so far for that government institution as the president's representative there. So ladies and gentlemen, my guest tonight, Jifa Gunu. Awezo.
Yo.
How are you doing?
I'm fine, thank you.
Have you had problems where people think that your name, you are a woman? So when they talk to you, they think you're a woman?
Yes. And it still happens every day.
Yeah, people will suspect you. Imagine if you introduce yourself on a WhatsApp chat. "Hello, my name is Jifa Gunu." I would say,
I still receive calls. "Hello, mom."
Yeah, that's the thing. That's the thing with unisex names. But anyway, how are you doing, bro?
I'm well.
1 year?
Yes.
You were appointed when?
13th December. February 2025.
So today is exactly 1 year?
Yes.
It's come so fast, eh?
Yes.
Child, time is running, oh. Before you realize 2028 election is here.
We've seen it already.
You've seen it already?
Yes.
And how is it looking?
Well, it's looking good.
You sure?
Yes, it's looking good.
Things are not that easy.
We never expected things to be easy.
Dr. Bamia said he's not going to sleep. He's working tirelessly to make sure his party wins.
You should have been awake, working tirelessly to ensure that pensioners' bonds and stuff were safe. He slept.
Oh, but you two have brought haircut. You just gave cocoa farmers haircuts. You know that.
I'm not an expert in that industry, but you would agree with me that comparatively, the cocoa farmers, though we should have done better in the current circumstances, government hasn't quite well in what, and the cocoa farmers appreciate the challenge, and I'm sure when the times are good, government will reciprocate. Because
you say you're not an expert, I'm not going to push you on that.
Thank you very much.
I would have just rather said that, but you are talking about Dr. Baumia and the other one. That one, you're not an expert.
Certain things are obvious.
Hey, Fonye, you're picking and choosing, cherry picking now. Okay, what is the Accra Digital Center, by the way? Is it center or centers? I see that centers. So
this is it. November 16th, 2016. His Excellency John Dramani Mahama commissioned the Accra Digital Center, and to fulfill a vision he had, we're supposed to have other centers across the regions. Then we had 10 regions, so there were supposed to be centers in the other 9 regions. So he commissioned the Accra Digital Center alongside some that were at various stages of completion. Subsequent to, they were fully awarded and work done, completed, but he never lived to see it full operationalization. You know, Ghanaians wanted a change, and so in 2017, the MPP took over, and they formally set up the Ghana Digital Centers. So Ghana Digital Centers was incorporated in 2017 to, as it were, run digital centers, mini tech parks like you have in the Silicon Valley, where you do digital acceleration, tech incubation, startup incubation. You create an environment for BPO services. You house innovative minds and ideas and nurture them to become giant tech startups, what have you. So that was the whole idea. And unfortunately, as we speak today, we only have Accra Digital Center under the Ghana Digital Centers.
So it's one center out of many which are yet to be born.
Yes. So after operationalizing the Accra Digital Centers, I don't know what happened. My predecessors were comfortable in Accra.
Okay. So are you saying that before you left office in 2017, aside the one in Accra, President Mahama's government had started others in other parts of...
Sure.
Which parts?
When I was appointed, myself and my deputy, in fact, we got our appointment same day.
Okay.
And then we engaged our Honorable Minister, the Honorable Sam George. And we indicated to him that as part of our research at the Ghana Digital Centers, we want to go have a look at the other centers in the region. And he gave us his blessings. So we started from Koforidua, went to Ho, and then came back to Cape Coast, and then went to Takoradi, went to Kumasi, then ended up at Sunyani. There are centers in Wa, Bolga as well.
Started, you mean, or they are?
In fact, they were completed in 2017. They were all completed in 2017, but they were never operationalized for whatever reasons, I don't know. So when we went to...
Completion would mean a number of things. The building has gotten to the roof complete, or the building they've done the roofing
completed, finishing done, air conditioning,
fittings.
Everything was in there. Because when we went around to look...
Which one? Which ones were completed?
Almost all of them. No, in fact, all of them.
Wow.
Yes.
So about how many outside Accra?
9.
9?
Yes.
Fully
out
done.
of Accra, so Accra will make it 10.
Is it just one building thing, or it's like
so
the kind
Accra is much bigger?
Yes.
The one in the other regions
are
smaller,
but they are completed.
So if you go back to our Facebook social, the Ghana Digital Centers, you see my tour, myself and my deputy. You see some of them were in very deplorable state.
So they finished them and closed them down.
Exactly what happened.
So nothing was happening for 8 years.
So when we got to Koforidua, it was occupied by I think the Department of Urban Roads.
Okay. And
then when we got to Cape Coast, it was so bad. In fact, there was nothing in there. It had completely run down, overgrown with weeds, reptiles, and what have you over there. Everything.
Even though it's completed.
Yes. Yes.
Wow.
If you go on our social media platform, you see them there. Then we went to Cape Coast. It was terrible. At one point, they said it was occupied by the National Identification Authority, and they got their own office. They moved in and left it for the National Ambulance Service. And I wonder why somebody would be in that building in the condition in which we went to meet it. It was terrible. So in 2024, when the MPP was about leaving, they awarded 4 of them for renovation. One, the Takoradi one, Kumasi, Sunyani, and I think Tamale. Takoradi, when we went, the contractor had done a fairly good job, almost completing. Kumasi was completed. So Kumasi, if you go to Kumasi Kwada, so you see the Kumasi Digital Center.
Okay.
It's there. That's where we ran a pilot of the 1 million coders, the Kumasi one. We ran a pilot there. It's very complete. When we got to Sunyani, we saw the building in its deplorable state, nature, even though we're told it's part of those that was awarded for renovation. Then we sought to find out why it was still as bad as it was, and we were told the contractor said thieves had broken in and stolen the materials and everything, so he needed money to come back to site, and he never turned up. So that is the nature of the other 9 centers across the country.
Interesting. You mentioned the work that you do at the digital center. It sounded tech. Are you a tech person? What's your background?
My background is in PR.
PR?
Yes, with a basic tech background. But you don't need to be a tech person. All you need to do is to be able to assemble the best of minds, the best of managers.
So you are playing a managerial role, not necessarily practicing tech matters.
Exactly.
You said something like what? I asked you what happens at the digital center. You mentioned you use some
tech incubation.
Yes.
Tech
incubation. You mentioned another thing.
Digital acceleration, training tech young minds in digital coding skills, other software skills. Somebody has a brilliant tech idea, needs to put it into practice. You have this idea to develop a software, but you are unable to go around it properly. We have software engineers. We have a team of tech guys who will help you, and that's what we are supposed to do. Aside that, we are supposed to also offer trainings and also do incubation. So incubation basically is bringing in, like I said, the tech. Somebody has an ideation stage. He comes in, we help you develop your product and accelerate you, and if it becomes necessary, we help you get funding.
What kind of person? So Just for people who may not know where this is, your office is the one opposite the Awudome Cemetery.
Exactly. After State
Towards
Housing.
after State Housing Company on the left.
Yes.
I only know that place because some time back I was going to apply for a passport, and I was told to come there for my data capture. So I assumed that it was owned by the passport office, but they said it was Accra Digital Center. That is all I know happens there. You are saying that there are other things that happen there.
A lot.
I see small rooms, small buildings. They are supposed to be what?
So some of the small rooms or offices you see there are tech startups that are incubated, and startups, they don't have money to go into big offices, well-established offices. So we provide that support system. But you're right. You were going there, you thought that's where they do passport.
Yeah.
Most of the time, people say, oh, Accra Digital Center, where they do the passport. That's all that everybody knows.
Yeah.
I mean, and that shouldn't have been the narrative. So the Passport Application Center belongs to VFS Global. Now, VFS Global is offering an outsourced service from the Ministry of Foreign Affairs. So as part of our mandate, we are also to create an enabling environment for outsourced services, BPO services. So Foreign Affairs, they do passport, but they want to do a premium service. And then they think that, no, that is not our core passport, so we have to outsource it.
It's a private sector
player to do. If you come there, there's IO intermediaries, and there's DocuPro. They do document processing for health insurance. They are all there. That's outsourced services.
Okay.
That is
so
part
you are
of
renting the space?
Yes, not entirely. You're supposed to give some and also run your own programs, accelerated programs for, like I said, tech programs, training. And in the era of emerging technology, in the era of AI, robotics, we are supposed to be key players in that field. By now, Ghana Digital Center should have an AI-powered robotics center that the public can access. Unfortunately, today, the kid in the public school only reads about robotics in the textbooks. The public schools do not have robotics centers. As part of our mandate, we are supposed to also have some of those so that the kid at Kaneshi, Agboboshila, Teshi can also work in long vacation weekends to come and understand what robotics means. But we don't have any.
So what kind of patrons do you have? So I'm a journalist. I'm not sure I would have any business there, do I?
Mm-hmm.
Which kind of people have business at the Accra Digital Center? What do they come to do? Is it like a library? Is it like a place you can come and sit down, have a cup of coffee and type away on your MacBook?
It's supposed to be the mini Silicon Valley where you can have a lot of tech solutions. But in addition to that, like I mentioned, BPO services. So you have a problem in the tech, you want to develop a product, to come, you are aided by IT experts to help you to develop your program. We have co-working spaces as well. You need a space to do some short-term work, IT related. You come. So our place is.
So I'm a student of Accra Technical University. I'm a student of the one at Tesano.
Ghana Telecom. In fact, they are one of our key partners. A lot of their students do come to our place for internship. Very, very critical partners in the academia space. Because they're also supposed to influence development, research in academia in the area of tech.
You keep saying that it is a place you help people. Does it mean you have experts there?
No, we have an IT department that's supposed to handle all of that. So currently, we are incubating a young man who is developing a headset to aid visually impaired. He came with the idea. He had started from a certain point, but he needed a push, and he came to us. And I think today, when we did a press briefing, your crew were there, and they saw the gentleman demonstrate what we've been able to help him transition his ideas into. And now we are looking at investing.
And that's your core mandate. So in the past 8 years, and you were not there, but as an office, how useful have you been to the Ghanaian tech space?
Not as useful as it should have been, because the activities that was run there previously was largely renting spaces for office spaces, like a real estate agency. There were BPOs operating there, but some of the core mandate, like I said, deliberate policies to drive digital acceleration wasn't happening.
We're missing.
Yes.
So when you came for the past 1 year, what did you do differently? What did you do to change this?
So there were a lot of structural challenges that we came to meet. And before we shift ourselves to the core mandate, we needed to fix those structural challenges. For instance, the managerial structure there was fundamentally faulty. When I say faulty, what do I mean? A typical organization that is supposed to serve the public with the taxpayers' money must have certain basic managerial structures in place. First of all, when we came, there was no HR department. Only one person was performing the role of finance manager, HR manager, and head of administration. One person performing all these three roles. I felt it was fundamentally wrong. So I needed to quickly bring in an HR person. HR is not just about hiring and firing. It's about management, human relations in the office, labor relations. I mean, to ensure that people are properly designated based on their qualification. So we needed to bring in an HR person who was qualified enough to occupy such a position. There was no internal auditor. So you cannot run an organization without having an internal checks and balances. The internal auditor needs to ensure that whatever monies you are spending, especially state funds, goes through the right procedures so that tomorrow you won't be found wanting. So I needed to bring in somebody qualified enough as an internal auditor, chartered internal auditor, to come in there. Then we didn't have a procurement manager. Ghana Digital Centers procures things from office stationery, office essentials, to laptops, to repairs, air conditioning. People have gone to jail in this country because of procurement breaches. Even when there are procurement managers in those institutions, the law still find a way to nail them. And I thought that was not appropriate, that an organization spending state money doesn't have a procurement officer. So I quickly brought in a procurement officer who was qualified. So all these people I brought in, I ensure that they have the requisite qualification to man those positions, because I am very loud out there. I'm a talkative. Then they'll come and say Jifagunu, he went in there and was just putting square pegs in round holes. No, I didn't want to.
So you were deliberate with your human resource recruitment.
Yes.
So you thought that you had to empower the...
And when we finish from there, every state organization must have an internal audit committee. It's mandatory. It's required by law. But for the 8 years before I came in, there was no such committee. And when we contacted the internal audit agency, who is an independent body to oversee what we do in there, they said for the past 8 years they've been trying to have one, but they always meet resistance. And I said, no, we must allow the sunshine to reflect on us. We must put the spotlight on ourselves. So we quickly wrote to them, and they gave us the guidelines, and we had the internal audit agency come in to inaugurate the internal audit committee. Now, after doing all these things, I tasked my internal auditor and the rest of the team to look into what we were inheriting. And I'm sure in the coming days, I will be speaking more to some of the findings that have come out of those things, because the investigations are the tail end of conclusion. And there were things that I thought that you are giving a state asset to manage. You should treat it as though it's your personal property, not to mismanage it. Now it's almost 7 p.m. When we came in, if you go there at this time, the place will be completely dark. We took a deliberate policy, because it's supposed to be a BPO hub. BPO centers don't sleep. The lighting was poor.
24-hour economy.
We are supposed to be a very integral member of the 24-hour economy, because we are going to run BPO services aside what the VFS is doing. We are in talks with
what is BPO, by the way?
Business processing outsource.
Okay.
So basically, BPOs are outsourcing something that is not your core mandate, your core service
function.
Yes. In the coming weeks, we are about starting a project with the National Identification Authority. That will be our first major direct BPO service as Ghana Digital Center. We are going to run a 24-hour, 7 days a week prestige service with the NIA for the Ghana card. Yes. We are looking at a 10-hour round of 20 minutes maximum for service. You come in, you have your card, in 20 minutes you are gone. It's a prestige service.
Before you came to Digital Center, what was your staff strength? And based on all the people you mentioned you recruited now, what is your staff strength?
The staff strength was about, off my head, I think 20-something.
Okay.
But with the managerial changes and staff strength went up.
Okay. So aside the restructuring in terms of staff and recruitment, physically, what have you done to the? So you mentioned the lighting system. What other physical things have you done, for instance, at your regional offices that you said were abandoned?
We couldn't have done anything at the regional offices because we're not financially strong.
Okay.
And
where do you get your budget from? Is it a budget?
No, we are self-subvented.
Okay.
So basically, our main source of funding is from the rentals, which...
You don't get anything from your parent ministry?
In case, before I came in, I think GIFEC was supporting the agency, I think between $1 million and $1.5 million annually.
Okay.
But I have not, myself and my deputy, we've not been fortunate to. But we've been challenged.
Should I tell Rashid Tanko? He's in charge of GIFEC.
No, I think...
should come and help you small. You are broke.
I think, it was the first year. Minister is very interested in what we do, and I'm sure this year, because we need interventions, especially even Accra here, there are still challenges because the facility will be 10 years this year.
Okay, since it was built.
Yes, it never went under any major works. One of the challenges we came to meet was the roofs. Every day when it rains, the next moment in your mail, one office or one agency or one company sends a mail with pictures and videos, their roofs are leaking.
Those you have rented out to?
Yes, and we've been trying to manage it. The lighting inside, we needed to work on them. There's a hall, so the blocks are named after former communication ministers.
Okay.
So there's one long hall, big block named after His Excellency the President. And then in there's a hall for events that are supposed to be corporate in nature. But unfortunately, my predecessors allowed it to be used for birthday parties, funeral parties, wedding receptions.
But if you make money, why not? You are renting?
No. It's a carpeted floor. So you do birthday parties in there, people drink and drop food particles on it. You clean it, residues will be left there. At a point when I came in, it was difficult to have events in there. The place was very stuffy. Very, very stuffy. The lighting was poor. So I told them that we needed to stop it, because eventually nobody would want to come and do any event there if we do not stop it and change it. They told me, well, sir, this is one of our major revenue streams. And I said, no, I have been an event person before. I've gone around to book venues at hotels, and I see the neat nature they keep their conference hall, and they charge $4,000 to $5,000 US. With deliberate and thoughtful process, we can turn our event hall into some of those, and you can have the place fully booked every week. They came back, argued. I said, no, we needed to change the narrative. So I stopped those ones. We changed the carpeting. Now, I mean, you can comfortably walk in there and do your event in a very...
So you're making more money from it now. I'm asking the things you do and what you have done over the past 1 year, because one of your friends on Facebook, NPP member, Kofi Ofosun Kansa, who just returned from BNI sales, he put up a post. He insulted you in the first line. That one, I don't know if that's a joke you two have or not, so I won't read that part. But he says, you won't concentrate on the digital center work, but you'll be specializing in doing propaganda. Quote, you took over a full Accra digital center. The place is half empty now because of your incompetence, and more tenants are on their way out. What have you added to Accra digital center aside converting a general office space as your personal office and pimping the place like a president's office?
Did you see my response to him?
No, I have not.
You should see my response to him.
Tell me, that's what I'm asking.
We're not a real estate agency. It's very embarrassing for him to say that tenants. We're not a real estate agency. You ran the place for 4 years. You didn't have an HR manager. There was no procurement manager. There was no internal auditor. Sandra, can we move on?
No, you have to explain the things he has said. So he said,
do you think somebody who ran the organization that nature is fit enough to be raising such questions?
No, he said
good.
So let's look at the facts he raised. He said half of your tenants, more tenants are on their way out, half have left.
I'm telling him that we are not a real estate agency.
No, but your space there you are not using. That's why you are renting.
I am coming to use it.
That's why you rent it for VFS. So you sacked them on purpose?
I didn't sack anybody.
So they left you because you are not, like you said, the roof is leaking, the place is not good. That's why they left.
I don't know why they leave.
No, they
but
left.
like I just told you, I have secured a deal with the NIA to run a 24-hour.
Yeah, but that's one tenant coming. If other tenants, is it true though?
No, they are not tenants. So I'm running the service.
Cool. Is it true that tenants are leaving?
Well, some of them leave.
Yeah, so that means that you are incompetent. That's why they are. If landlord, the people are leaving your
today,
house, it's because you
before
are
I came in,
a terrible landlord.
today, before I came in,
are not nice.
before I came in, a tech company that want to run a remote work from the US just secured a space in there. What about that?
Yeah, but that's one. He said that.
He
said that more on their way out, and half have gone.
I'm not a real estate agent.
So if they leave and the place becomes,
Sandra, if you rent
it
somebody,
will become like a den of rodents, like you said in your.
Because it's not being innovative. So that's the things that I have to survive on rentals.
So you renovate the place and use it for later.
I am coming to do something more.
Okay. What about the other fact he put out, as well as shown out, that you have converted a general office space as your personal office and you pimped your office looking like the president? They say you're
maybe next time you should come. Let's do this interview in my office.
No, just tell us.
Yes. So in the history of the company, I was the first to have been given a deputy. So when I went in there, the office for the CEO, it's almost the size of this room, right? Very small, very obscure. I needed to find a space for my deputy. So for 6 months, my deputy and I were sharing my own office. We needed to create an office for her and for myself to work in. Our books was not good enough to support that. But by our own innovation and our own thinking out of the box, I have an office for myself, not on the books of the company.
Okay. We have to go. In the next year, if I invite you here again, what would be the one major thing you would have done at the center that would excite you, that I can hold you to and say?
I would probably not be Kofi Ofosu-Nkansah and his successor who sat in Accra and said they were CEOs of Ghana Digital Centers. Cannot be CEO of Ghana Digital Centers in Accra when you don't have regional offices. That kind of mediocrity, I'm not able to live with it.
So
I am desperate.
By February next year,
I'm
here,
very desperate to see not less than 2 regional offices under the center. If His Excellency gives me that privilege again to continue working there till next year.
Where the new would be from outside the 10 old regions, but the new regions. Where are you targeting? Which region?
Where I am able to fit them. Already we have 10 or 9 other centers currently in the possession of the Ministry of Communication though. But I've spoken to my minister and he says I should come with a plan, and I'm working on the plan.
So you take them back. But I mean, are you going to build a new one from scratch? That's what you're hoping, or you are hoping
if our finances are good, and we look into the NDC manifesto, we have promised to replicate more of the Accra Digital Centers across the region. So it's a manifesto pledge.
So it's a big.
I won't be in Accra carrying myself as the CEO of Ghana Digital Centers, whilst it's just Accra Digital Center.
Unless you delete the S at the end.
Can you imagine? That's mediocrity.
Thank you. We'll hold you to task next year. God bless you, and thank you for joining us tonight.
God bless you too for having me. I appreciate that.
Hey, Jifa, the male version. That's by way of point blank, and for that matter, Eyewitness News. I am Umaru Sandamadu. I did this